Salvation is by grace through faith in Jesus Christ, okay, who is the Son of God. And I'm going to pray for you about that. Only way, really, I think that I've heard about that is able is to be able to try to begin a relationship that's based on prayer and acceptance and love and looking for opportunities to begin to dialogue. Most of them will not do it. Again, they are severely forbidden to interact with people who hold other beliefs if they don't feel they're a convert. Okay, I mean they may think, oh, this guy's, and you'll see that. What you don't really see are people who are here on Sunday morning, busy and active and worshiping in church and reading their Bible, suddenly becoming Jehovah's Witnesses. My experience is people who become Jehovah's Witnesses are people whom the church has hurt, and they've distanced themselves from the church, or who by their own personal sinfulness or desire to not follow God's teaching have moved away and then become a target, so that when they're ready to begin to have a faith life, they are kind of grabbed before the Holy Spirit can actually move them into a real church. So that sort of thing tends to be true. And so they tend to be people who have put their entire trust in this system. And it's a system. It's a whole life. 5 days a week, you got to get all these Bible studies. You got to be out knocking on doors. It becomes your entire life as an organization. And in doing that, then you find yourself really having to work to gain the trust so that the Holy Spirit can be at work. But it has to all be encountered, as Andre said, in prayer.
I think one of their great strengths is that they really practice good brainwashing techniques. If they start to recruit you, one of the first things they will say to you is, now, I have to warn you that your friends and family, if they know you're studying with the witnesses, will try and persuade you not to study. They will tell you that we have false doctrine, and of course, what happens? You tell your relations, and they say, "Oh,
they told us."
So they prove themselves right from the get-go.
Right.
And then when you study their books, have you ever seen any of their books? They have the text, and then at the bottom they have 2 or 3 questions about the text, and you can only answer from the text. You can't go to the library and find a different answer. You have to answer from the text, and that is a great brainwashing.
And the same is true with the Mormons. Like I said last week, I mentioned, I went into the Mormon bookstore, not knowing it was kind of a members-only bookstore, because I was just looking for a postcard, and there were all the books, and it was, how to be a Mormon missionary and how to run all these programs, and if you get them off the script, I remember most often when the Jehovah's Witnesses have come to my house, they start with, "Doesn't it seem like there's a lot of evil in the world?"
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there is a lot of evil. Well, no, they've got an answer for that. And they're going to tell you why. And they may ask you, why do you think that is? And most people will stumble around with an answer. And they asked me that, and I said, well, that's because Satan is active and busy, and he's drawing people away from the truth that Jesus Christ is Lord. And that's not the answer they want. I've gotten them off the script. And now they got to talk about who Jesus Christ really is. That's a whole nother... that's a whole other speech. They want to walk back down and come back up and knock again so they can start over again, right? So anyway.
Well, what happens, 144,000 is not a lot of people. I mean, what happens if it gets filled and then someone who is really, 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 really deserving?
I guess maybe you bump somebody else out.
I was going to say,
what they believe is that everybody beyond the 144,000 are going to be resurrected to earth.
To earth, and there's going to be an earthly paradise. Yeah, that's right. There's going to be an earthly paradise, but it's not the 144,000 get the grand prize. They have the golden ticket.
So you just have to wait.
Right, they have the American Idol golden ticket to go to Hollywood to compete, rather than having to just be a team.
I was downtown during the summertime, and I was at one festival, and one people came up and asked me.
They're active.
What church I go to? I told him, go talk to Father Kelly down there at St. John's, right on the corner.
Send him my way. I'll have one for coffee and rosary.
Have you ever had a Mormon and a witness walking there at the same time?
No, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? What a great three-way conversation that would be. Wow.
As a Scientologist now.
You've never had a Mormon come to your door? I did in my old neighborhood. I haven't yet at the new one, but I see them around all the time on their bikes. They ride bikes and
they do a lot of walking.
some of the students at Minnesota were saying they were going to invite a Scientologist, Mormon, a witness to the teacher's, the professor's house.
That'd be fun. That'd be a good cover. Next week, we will do Christian Science. Mary Baker Eddy is our leader of the week. So next week, Christian Science. So Church of Jesus, First Church of Christ Scientist is what they're officially called.